What about just like on the perimeter, hardest guy you ever had to defend, where you were just like, give me the hardest guy and then the most underrated guy where you were like, fuck, this, I don't think people understand how good this guy was.
So my top three, I guarded everybody. I guarded Kobe. I guarded Bron. I guarded Mike, the old Mike. You know
Wizards Mike.
Wizards Mike.
That Mike.
Yeah, that Mike. I guarded that Mike. No, that's not that Mike, is it?
Yeah, that's his last All-Star game.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Okay, all right, yeah. So that Mike. So obviously all tough to guard, right? But the guys that I was just like, fuck. Grant Hill.
Oh yeah.
Before the ankle. Mm-hmm. So it was like my first 2 or 3 years.
I was like when you first got in the league.
Yeah, first 2 or 3 years before the ankle. Like, you knew he couldn't shoot. Mm-hmm. You knew he didn't want to shoot. You gave him space, and he still could blow by you. He had the quickest first step. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I guarded Mike's. Mike was older, but I guarded Kobe's first step. Like I felt like I could get to Kobe. You know what I'm saying? His shit by you. It just was the quickest shit. The other person for me was Paul Pierce, and Paul was because obviously Hall of Famer, great player, but it was something about his game that you felt like when he was guarding him, he was always off balance. So you're thinking like he's like falling, but then he just goes straight up.
Right.
Or you think he's falling, then he just keeps going straight. You know what I'm saying? So it was and it was tricky. It was like janky. You know what I'm saying? So that would be 2. And then 3 was Zach Randolph.
Yo, Zebo was a beast, bro.
And Zebo was because when you got done playing against Zebo, you felt like you just had a street fight.
Yeah.
He just was, he's physical, he on you all game. Like, I used to feel like I would be on offense and he's still on me. I'm like, Zebo, rotate, bro, you on defense. Like, why your body still on mine? You know what I'm saying? So those would be the 3 in my career that I felt like was just the toughest to guard.
What's crazy too, we were talking about the Pacers. You actually were with the Pacers 2 different times. Right. So like the second, because you came the year after the Malace at the was it called the Malace at the Palace? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Malace at the Palace. Yeah.
You were there the year after, and I feel like that was the year where because Ron didn't play, and I think I do feel like at a certain point in time, Ron Artest might have been like a top 3 guy in the league, maybe for like a half a season.
Yeah.
And then
as Steven Jackson said, I don't know if you ever heard him say this, but Steve says he thinks he's the best 2-way basketball player ever.
I mean, look, peak Ron Artest was very underrated. I don't think people remember it the right way.
Bro, he was so fucking good, dog.
Yeah.
He was tough. Like, the motherfucker, he did miss games. Mm-hmm. Like, he had heart surgery, played a day after.
Played the right way.
Tore his thumb, surgery. He took the cast off in the locker room, played.
And this is all while also kind of trying to have a rap career for people who don't remember.
Bro, he was, and exactly. Yeah, like it wasn't even like he was just locked in on basketball all the time. He was doing so much other shit, and he was that good. But to your point, the year that I left, they traded me for Steven Jackson, right? That team, I think, if they didn't have the Malace in the Palace, they win the championship that year.
That's the year in my head that I think like, damn, like that team,
bro, they were gonna win 60+ games.
Yeah.
For sure. We had just won 60 games the year before. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were about to, and I'm even saying that with me leaving the team, I feel like if I was on the team, we'd been even better. But like that team, they had everything. They were
stacked.
They had everything.
100%.
They were gonna win it that year. But
can you tell me what's it like to have Reggie Miller as a teammate? Because he's supposed to be the greatest smack talker ever. Him, Gary Payton, Jordan, whatever you want to do. But people say he was kind of like a tough guy, like to play against in terms of like he would just talk about your fucking kids. Like he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He talked shit, but Reggie, the ultimate competitor. If you wasn't a pacer, you was like for real the op. Like he had no other friends on other teams.
That's amazing.
Like he had that mindset. First person in the gym, last person to leave, for real. Not just, you hear it. Literally, the first person in the gym. I used to have, as a rookie, to bring donuts and orange juice. So, just say practice is at 11. If I got there at 9, he was already there, bro. So I had to like try to beat him because he was the one that wanted the donuts and shit. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like having to be at the gym at like 8:30 in the morning just to kind of get there the same time as him. You understand what I'm saying? As far as on the court, like you said, like I said, like ultimate competitor. He didn't really talk shit unless you said something or like somebody on the bench said something. That's how all them guys were. That's how Mike was. That's how Kobe was.
If you give me some ammunition,
like most times, like I always say, like when we playing games and shit like that, which is kind of dope. Like, it it's 20, 30,000 people going crazy, but you don't hear it. It's like a silence that we play with. You understand what I'm saying? But only thing we do here is what's on the court and what's on the benches. You understand what I'm saying? So Reggie just wait for somebody to hear him take a shot and be like, oh, that's off. You know what I'm saying? And he like, oh, it's off. Oh, just anything to get him going.